You have finally captured the capital stronghold. And have a big smile on your face thinking, you have completed everything in the game. But suddenly a cutscene plays and reveals that everything you have done so far is basically a tutorial on how to play the game, and the Division 2 has just started. You open your map to find that it has changed so much, which makes you gagged at the start. But don't you worry, cause I'm here to help you. In this video I'm going to cover everything you need to know once you have reached the endgame. This video is for new players as well as returning ones in 2025. I'll cover every basic information and make you an expert in no time. I'm going to keep everything simple and to the point here, so feel free to pause the game whenever you want. Make sure to leave a like down below, it's much appreciated. So sit back, relax and enjoy the video or grab a pen if you want. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing I want you to do is go to the White House and unlock your first specialization. It unlocks once you reach level 30. The game is going to give you a tutorial once you select it, but I'll tell you no matter what. Now there are 6 types of specializations in which 3 are free at the start to any division agents, and the remaining 3 are locked. Available being the Demolitionist, Survivalist and Sharpshooter. Depending on your playstyle, I'd say choose your starting spec of your own choice. Each specialization have a skill tree on their own and you can spec them with skill points acquired from kills done with your special weapon. Unlike the other weapons in the game, the ammo for this specs cannot be taken from loot boxes around. You have to kill enemies in the game, and they drop your special ammo which can later be used for your specialization. In my opinion, I'll say the Demolitionist is better. It comes with a grenade launcher and a weapon damage of around 1.2 million, but feel free to try all the 3 at the start and get familiarized with them. As you can see, there are locked ones which can be unlocked by researching it by completing different stages. Every specialization will provide an exclusive outfit which you can find in the apparel section. As soon as you unlock your specialization, you will be completing your first playthrough. After that you will have some more objectives and cutscenes which are easy to complete, and after all that you will be reaching the next phase of the game. The full game unlocks once you finish all the endgame missions, and a new enemy faction called the Black Tusk will be introduced. They will serve as your main enemy from this point. You will be introduced to world tiers and invaded missions. First, I'd suggest you complete all your invaded missions on the map. They will be marked as red-colored objectives and will be on the locations based on your previous missions. You will be currently in World Tier 1 and after completing all the invaded missions and the stronghold ones. Remember, you have to recapture the strongholds which you captured before. After completing all this, you will be advancing to World Tier 2, which again contains same invaded missions. You have to complete this cycle until you reach World Tier 4. Once you reach Tier 4, you will unlock your final playthrough which will take you to your final mission, the Tidal Basin Stronghold. Completing that mission will take you to World Tier 5. Now this is where the expansion of New York comes into play. If you own the expansion, I'd recommend you completing that, but if you don't have it, there is nothing to worry about. See, in the year 6 season, the game devs has revamped the game so that everyone, including players who don't own the expansion, can finish the endgame. You can reach rank 40, which is the max rank. Alright, now once you have reached the endgame rank 40, you will be awarded with the Shade Watch. So basically you will start from watch level 0. The watch has total of 1000 levels to go, to reach its maximum potential. Each level costs 700,000 XP, and don't worry, I'll get to that in a minute. Each watch level you progress, you will be awarded 1 shade point which you will be using on your watch talent. There are 4 main talents, which are offensive, defensive, utility and handling, plus there is a scavenging one which helps you providing crafting materials and other stuff. These talents provide you with weapon damage boosts, health and armor boosts, increases your skill damage, and even improves handling and accuracy. Feel free to juggle between talents that specifically suits your playstyle. And also you will unlock Division 2 seasons. We are currently on year 6 season 3 at the time recording this video. It gives you weekly objectives and activities to get involved with, which keeps the game fresh and lively. Each season will have its own season track. If you have bought the season pass, you will get all the rewards and cosmetic items, or else you can claim the free ones. Sometimes they provide you with XP multipliers, which is so much useful to speed past levels. Okay, now if you are a new player, I would recommend you do is focus on control points. It may sound simple, but control points are the best way to earn XP and early gears in the open map. We now also have the ability to change the global settings of the game. To change that, open your map and look at the bottom, you will find the option. There are 3 things which you can change. First, you can change the global difficulty settings, which would change the difficulty of the open world missions as well as the dark zones. If you change your difficulty to challenging or heroic, you will get mods or blueprint from completing missions. Also, selecting your global directives can make you play through more dynamic and hard, but in return awards you with higher XP. There is also an option to reset all control points if you decide to farm for more XP or gears. After changing the global setting, the game loads and you can see all the control points increase to level 3 and the game now will feel more tough. For new players, I will recommend to take one step at a time. Try hard difficulty first with 1 or 2 directives, but if you feel confident, you can go all in. For returning agents, get familiarized with yourself, play around with the settings until you feel satisfied. To the most important part of the guide is to create your own meta build. This includes selecting your desired exotic and choose the right gears which is best suited for your playstyle. I have made 2 entire videos on this very topic and I highly recommend to watch it. It requires more time to explain it entirely, so I have made them in 2 separate videos. But to get a gist of it, weapon and gear builds are the lifeline of each and every agent. The gear you choose will reflect on how you can play the game. Builds are divided into 2 categories, being PvP and PvE. Do check it out, if you want some pointers on it. Now to the main question which I have been asked several times on my previous videos, which is, what content should I play? And what is the best content for farming gears of my choice? So I'll start with the best content to the least based on overall stats and farming options. Number 1 is the Countdown. Countdown is a time attack based PvE gameplay which you play with 8 players in total. This only requires around 15 to 18 minutes to complete the mission, and this is the best way to farm gears and even gain XP because this has an option called the targeted loot system, which lets you choose what loot drop you want when an enemy drops when you kill them. If you want an exotic backpack, just select backpack as your targeted loot and start matchmaking. Countdown can be played on several difficulty. For new players, I would say you start on hard or challenging, but if you feel confident, just go all in and play in heroic. Don't worry if you do not know what to do in the beginning. Higher rank players will do most of the work, and you can just support them until you get familiarized with the content. I repeat, this is the best way possible for you to farm gears and speed past your watch levels. Raids take the number 2 position. Raids can be done by up to 8 players like in Countdown. Raids are much longer than any mission in Stronghold, and is only unlocked at World Tier 5. Bosses are part of progressing in a raid, and each boss has their own encounter and objectives. It is the most hardest mission ever in the game, but in return you will be rewarded a lot of gears and weapons by playing. There are 2 types of raids, Operation Dark Hours and Operation Iron Horse. First, I would recommend you to change the difficulty to Discovery in the setting and start to matchmake. Complete the Dark Hours mission first, which takes place in an airport, and then go to the next one. Raids will provide with a hefty sum of loot and XP if you are willing to spend more than 45 minutes. Alright, the number 3 spot goes to Paradise Lost Incursion. This game mode is a bit tougher than the others, and could take a long time to complete, but it is quite rewarding. This is a PvE game mode in which you can play with 4 players in total. Setting the difficulty higher will result in higher quality loot drop and more XP. This game could take up to 30 minutes to finish, but will provide you with lots of loot. At number 4, we have control points. As I said in the beginning, increasing your global difficulty will result in higher tier control points, which will give you more XP and weapons. Capturing a point will give you a mod or a blueprint as a reward. This is suited for agents who prefer solo than playing with other agents. You can reset all your control points in the game for many times you want. To get the maximum rewards, I'd say capture control points if tier 3 or 4 difficulty. You can even increase a low tier control point by completing a side gig. Just hover above the said point, and you will be directed towards the necessary objective, which helps to increase the tier. This is a flexible mode, where you can play this on your own for as long as you want. At last, we have the Summit. The Summit is a PvE game mode, in which you have clear a 100-floor skyscraper located in Manhattan. The game mode works by having players clear out each floor, with every 10th floor being a boss level. As the player progresses, the floors get more difficult. Additionally, players can encounter ambushes from the underground, the ambushers and the raiders, and even from rogue agents. You can play it solo or invite up to 4 total players. The group leader will decide the difficulty and select the directives. Each directive you select will give you a boost and result in higher tier weapon drop chances. At floor 100, players have to face hunters in order to finally secure the skyscraper. The number of hunters and difficulty are based on the group's size. 2 hunters will spawn if you entered the floor solo. 1 additional hunter will be spawned for every increased player. Following the health update to the Summit, players can now choose their desired targeted loot in the Summit. It is not group bounded, which make players in a group can have their desired targeted loot set individually. Some rewards in the Summit are exotics like the Capacitor or Ridgeway's Pride. This might take a very long time to reach the final level, but again, if you are ready to invest time and effort into it, then this is an amazing game mode. As you can notice, I haven't said anything about the PvP game mode, because most of the players avoid playing it. It is called Conflict. The Conflict is a PvP content, with some people liking it and others just doesn't want to do anything with it. But we have to note that this is one of the most rewarding mode in the game. Each match just takes up to 5 to 10 minutes, and even if you come dead last, you will be awarded with 300,000 XP and 2 legendary caches. This game mode requires specific skills and PvP-bound weapon builds. If PvP is your go-to content, then I will surely recommend you to play it, and even for players who is not a fan of it, just give it a try, you might like it. There you have it. This is pretty much everything that you need to know once you reach the endgame. There is a big focus on crafting and optimization of your weapons and gears, but I have elaborately covered them on my previous videos. Please do check them out to get a whole picture on what to do. To summarize on what we saw in this video: involve in the season activities and objectives, focus on your weapon builds, try to max out your Shade Watch levels, get familiar with your specialization, complete more priority missions which are available, and finally play through all the endgame content, which is either PvE or PvP. This is the end of the video. Make sure give a like and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications on. Thanks for watching, take care and peace. See you guys on the next video.